Hello and welcome to this little tutorial on the Cultural Dimensions of Childbirth assignment in my Developmental Psych class. I wanted to take a little time to review the expectations for this particular assignment, make sure that we have some clarity on this. So there's instructions in the course book, make sure that you read all of those. But the simple premise of this assignment is make-believe. In a way that you would make believe that you're running a birthing center, and you can get into all kinds of detail about that. I've had students make up the names of their organizations, post some really nice facility pictures and all that. Get as creative as you want with that. And you've been tasked, your job there is that you are the training coordinator for volunteers that work in that birthing center. You have become aware that there are two ethnic groups that are going to be moving into the area, and you want to prepare your staff for the cultural expectations that those two groups would have. So you're going to create a training product of some kind. Now, although in the instructions I say that you can create a pamphlet, that's really not enough room in there. So eventually I'm going to, not accept that. What I want you to do is create a booklet or a comprehensive slideshow or whatever it is that you're going to create in order to, it's something that you would give to your volunteers and they would consume it to learn about these two ethnic groups coming in. So when you look at the grading rubric that's at the end of the chapter on this particular assignment, you'll see first and foremost, the idea is that this is an attractive publication of some kind. So there's going to be some introduction that you're going to put in there about the facility, about the facility's goals and its role in the community and whatnot. You're getting as creative as you can with that. And then the first graded part is that you include in there specific details about multicultural awareness and multicultural practice as it applies in a generic sense. No matter who comes into your facility, there should be an acceptance of an exploration of their cultural backgrounds and expectations in their childbirth. So you'll need to do some research, not only on those two ethnic groups, but on general practices to include in this area. So how do you explore those particular areas? What questions do you ask? What expectations, what value systems do you want your volunteer staff to have, no matter who they're dealing with? And then in the next part of it, you go over the details of the two ethnic groups that you've selected. It can be any group. It could be real groups in your community. It can be your two favorite countries in the world. Doesn't matter. You pick two ethnic groups and you have done research out there finding out what the birthing practices of those particular groups are. You include those details, and I expect details so that your staff would understand what those individuals' expectations are in terms of the cultural practices in childbirth. Then, what I want you to create, either as a part of that document or as a separate document, a test of some kind. And that test can include questions, multiple choice, open-ended questions, essays, reflections. Those are often really good, reflecting about differences between our own expectations and those of others. Something that would tell you as feedback from your volunteers that they understand what you taught them. The same as we do in education all the time. So you create that test that would assure you as the coordinator of volunteers that your staff is ready to go. And then, again, at the end of that document, if it's a single document, or as a separate document, I want you to have a list of your references. Now, these references need to be in APA format, and you need to learn a little bit about APA format if you're not familiar. For example, if you've gotten an article from EBSCO, that big long database link does not go in there. It's just the article. You look up the article as if it was in print, and you'd give the citation for that. If you have a website, there are ways to cite whole websites or articles within a website. you need to look up those things. So the best way, if you don't have an APA manual, is to go to Purdue OWL, which is the online writing lab. Just look that up, Purdue OWL, and it'll bring you to a website that has all kinds of formats, and pick APA, and all the rules and regulations of that are there. Now put some effort into that reference list, because it is 10% of your grade, but don't put any more than 10% effort. I'm really looking for that content, and I'm looking for the content to be, for a lack of better words, beautiful. I want it elegant. I want it something that's attractive, something that you would give to your volunteers and say, consume this, learn about our multicultural practices, learn about the cultural practices of these two groups, resources that they can look up on their own, including those references if you want to put that in there. And create this document or set of documents however you want. You can use whatever tools you want. If you want to research how to do booklets online and it's a link online, you want to create a little website about it, that's fine. Whatever creative tools you want, but that creativity is going to be important. It's going to be part of what I'm expecting in that assignment. So I hope this little video has been helpful. Make sure you read all of the details in the assignment and have fun with this. Really get into that role, and that will make this a really educational and enjoyable project for you. So good luck with that, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your projects.